All right, what's going on, world? It's your boy VO the Face. We back in here. We're here with Jay Reeves, Silly C. We gonna go over today's game slate. It is Saturday, April 10th. We got a ton of games to talk about, but today's one of those days that's a schedule maker's worst nightmare because man, these games look good when they probably threw this schedule together in May or well, now this offseason. When they threw the schedule together, we'll say that because I don't even want to pontificate on what the hell I'm trying to say. But we're gonna go ahead. There's a lot of point guards out in play today, and we're gonna go ahead and give you a quick little ranking of what you might expect in daily fantasy from your point guards. Cody, who's the top 10 point guards today? We got everybody in action. Steph, Dame, we got Kyrie, Ben Simmons, John Wall. There's a lot of options. Can you give us your top 10 rankings, starting with number 10? And then Jay Reeves, just chime in if you like any of these rankings.
Yeah, so starting with number 10 today, we have Schroeder.
Schroeder, barely cracking the top 10. He kind of wooed me last time.
Schroeder's cracking the top 10.
And what's
that's kind of gross.
I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't like that neither.
But what's his value and his projection?
His projection is 32 points, fantasy points, and he's 7,000 today.
That's a little pricey for Schroeder because he's gonna get that projection, but I feel like you might be able to get a underdog for less money that'll get you a similar projection. Who's number 9 on the list, Cody?
Kyle Lowry. He's a game time decision, but if he plays, he's projected for a little over 32 fantasy points for 6,200.
Ooh, so Kyle Lowry might be a decision you have to make later in the day, but a solid decision and $800 cheaper than Schroeder's going. Cody, who's number 8?
Then we go to John Wall, projected for a little over.
That boy a speedster. That boy a speedster.
That boy fast. That boy fast.
My son got him on his 2K team, and whenever he take it to the cup, he'd be like, "That boy is speedster. That boy is speedster." So that's all I think when I hear John Wall. What were you gonna say, Reese? My bad.
Mimi.
That boy is speedster. All right, go ahead, Cody.
Yep. So 8,700 for John Wall, about 35 fantasy points.
Pricey.
Next we go Chris Paul, 8,800. A little over 38 fantasy points.
All right.
Then we go Ben Simmons,
number
7,400 for a little over 39. Okay. That's a 5.3 value. He's actually looking like a really good pickup today.
Yeah, I could see Ben Simmons definitely doing some things with the pace of that game.
I like Ben Simmons today.
Yeah, I like Ben Simmons too. I like that pick. Number 5? Are we in the top 5 now?
Yes.
And
that is De'Aaron Fox.
De'Aaron Fox.
That
boy is speedster.
He fast too. That boy fast too.
Boy, a baller.
Hey, you sound like you kind of getting tired of the Sacramento bullshit too, man. What numbers are you seeing on him?
He's projected for almost 42 fantasy points, but he's 9,400. He does have a high ceiling, but he's a little more riskier, a little more pricier of an option.
Kind of pricey.
Yeah,
Ben Simmons would be better.
But I mean, if you're gonna pay for a point guard, he's gonna give you top of the market value. So if you're gonna pay for a point guard, I do kind of like spending money on De'Aaron Fox, especially if you could combo him with a Ben Simmons who plays multiple positions. Which brings us to our number 4 point guard. Who do you got?
Russell Westbrook, little over 42 fantasy points, but he's 11,300. That's quite pricey for that, but he's got the highest ceiling of all of them, so he might actually be a good play. But I'd probably stay away from him at that price.
Yeah, I think people should pay attention to the injury thing. If there is some mysterious thing that keeps Bradley Beal out, I would say Russell Westbrook is a must start, but I'm going to lean De'Aaron Fox over Russell Westbrook at that price. Let's go ahead and go to number 3 point guard.
Kyrie Irving. Projected for a little over 45 fantasy points. He's 10,200, so he's a little bit safer of a play than I would say Westbrook would be, but he's still a little pricey. And if it gets out of hand, he might not play the whole game.
Yeah, pay attention to game flow on that one. Not like I said about the schedule makers. They didn't see this Laker versus Nets game coming. They're probably sick to their stomach right now. Number 2 on the point guard list.
Damian Lillard. Dame
Ooh.
time.
Dame
So
time.
Dame time. What time is it?
Dame time.
So he's only 9,000. So he's actually kind of not too expensive, and he's
That's a good
projected
price.
about 47 fantasy points, and he's got a pretty high ceiling too as well. So he might be someone you might want to get in your lineup as well.
Ooh, I like that one too. Dame, affordable. It's Dame time. It's always Dame time. Let's go ahead and keep it pushing. Is this the number 1 point guard for the day?
And the number 1 point guard for the day is Stephen Curry. 10,000 price, 49 fantasy points. He's got a pretty high ceiling, but with that price, I'd probably still go more with Lillard. I think that game will be closer too. So
your point guard play of the day, Cody, who you think out of those 10?
out of all of them, my point guard play of the day right now is Ben Simmons at 74.
I was about to say the same thing, Cody. I was about to say the same thing.
All right, and then with mine, I'm gonna go ahead and lean De'Aaron Fox because I was gonna say Ben Simmons, but I like De'Aaron Fox in that spot. Jay Reeves, give us one of the 10.
I'll go with Damian Lillard.
All right, it's Dame time, it's Fox time, it's Simmons time, and all them boys some speedsters. So we're gonna go ahead and keep it pushing into the game of the week. I didn't mean to say that. We're going to keep it pushing into the slate of games for today. It is Saturday, April 10th, 2021. And we're going to start right off in Sexland. Cleveland Cavaliers taking on the Toronto Raptors. Kyle Lowry's a game time decision. Cody, what are the numbers telling you?
I have right now Toronto -3. I don't know. I don't like this game, but it's going to be close. I actually like Cleveland in this case to cover the spread. So I pick Cleveland to cover the 3.
Yeah, well, I just refreshed my app. I know you keep the hottest numbers and whatnot, but I got actually Toronto plus 1.5, Cleveland -1.5. So, yeah, freaking with Cleveland getting a 1.5 in a home game, I'm definitely going to throw something in right now on that to see what that do. Jay Reeves, what do you think about that number? I got the line on FanDuel at 1.5.
Oh man, that's crazy. That's a major flip. With that being said, to move the line like that, Kyle Lowry is probably not playing.
Yeah.
So is Cleveland sitting at -1.5?
Yeah, it's Cleveland. I'm sorry, my shit is tripping. Yes, I believe it's Cleveland -1.5, Toronto +1.5, and that could be about Kyle Lowry's injury, or it could be something to do with how they're landing bets right now. Maybe they were getting too many bets on one side, so now they're making the point spread a little more generous. What are you doing with that line, Jay Reese?
With that being said, they still have Jared Allen sitting out. I'm gonna take Toronto here.
All right, Toronto, man. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go with Cleveland in this one. We'll go ahead and keep it pushing into one of the schedule makers' biggest nightmare. We got the Brooklyn Nets hosting the LA Lakers. This game looks so much different on paper. It's supposed to be KD, AD, LeBron versus Kyrie. It's supposed to be Harden versus Drummond, but we're getting definitely a different look of this game. Jay Reeves, does the look of this game change your opinion on how you'll bet on it?
Yeah, I mean, not really, because they have Brooklyn sitting at -10.5. I feel like if LeBron and AD were in, then it would change my outlook. But as far as me betting it today, I'm taking Brooklyn -10.5. Wait a second. What's that I hear? Oh, you know what? I'm gonna go into this game, and we all on this bet. Kyrie Irving and the Brooklyn win. Kyrie Irving has scored 30 points, and the Brooklyn win is my PIMP. MVP for the day, baby.
Let's
go.
Spicy. I like it. Put it in my pocket.
Let's go.
Yeah, man. Freaking, you know what's crazy about that line? I feel like if every team was 100% healthy, I think it would only move the line a point. Like it would still probably be projected for a big Brooklyn win. So I don't know what Vegas is doing. Maybe they're trying to entice people to take the Lakers in the underdog role. But I say you slam that button all day for a Kyrie 30-point game with the odds boosted and a Brooklyn Nets win. That's not only Jay Reese's put in my pocket of the day, but I'm gonna stand behind that one too. Let's go ahead and keep it pushing for the day. We got the Sacramento Kings visiting the number one team in the Western Conference, the Utah Jazz. Cody, what is the information you got on that?
So this one I have right now currently at -12 for the Jazz for Utah. It started at 12.5 actually when I locked my bet. So I'm a little disappointed at that. But in that case, yeah, I'm definitely taking Utah to cover the spread easy. This game probably would get out of hand, but yeah, so I'm in on Utah today.
Yeah, Jay Reeves, what is Vegas telling you about this one?
Well, like he said, the line is sitting at -12 for Utah, and I'm gonna have to roll with Cody on this one. I see a big Utah win, Utah blowout. Let's go.
Yeah, I don't know. Utah's been playing a ton of contenders this week, and they've been having to get up for a ton of games this week, playing big names. It seems like almost every day this week. So I think they do kind of play down to the level of competition. And I would say throw a little something at the Kings with those points and just see what happens. You know what I'm saying? It is gambling, so there's a little risk involved. Nothing is guaranteed out here, but maybe you could give me a guarantee on this next game. Oklahoma City Thunder hosting the 76ers. Jay Reeves, what is Vegas saying on that?
Vegas is saying -11 for the Philadelphia 76ers versus OKC. They really have not been good at all without SGA. No, Darius Baisley still. This fool is like, they say day to day. He's like week to week, damn near month to month. I don't know when he's coming back. Man, I see OKC getting blown out here. Philly, -11.
Yeah, we talked about how tough the Jazz's schedule was this week, and I think the opposite for Philly. I think every time we've spoke this week, we've talked about Philly handling big business. They haven't really had a challenge since the Clippers game, in which they kind of were embarrassed out there. Doc Rivers against his former team. They've been playing a lot better since then, and I picked the 76ers, even -10.5. Cody, what do you think with the numbers?
Yeah, that I'm on that as well. The 76ers, OKC right now is in trouble. They don't have no team, and Philadelphia has all of their team, and they're all back. So with that being said, this game's going to get out of hand. It's going to get out of hand quick, and I definitely see Philadelphia covering the spread.
There it goes, man. And that one is for that one. Another game that looked different when the schedule makers made it. Golden State Warriors hosting the Houston Rockets. No Harden, no Clay. No problem for the Warriors at -8.5. I think they're going to take it. Jay Reeves, 8.5 is the line. What do you think?
I don't know, man. I'm feeling like Houston may wake up for this game. I'm taking Houston. I'm taking Houston plus 8.5.
Well, you know, John Wall, that boy is speedster. That boy is speedster, and you know, fucking Christian Wood might be in the conversation for most improved player this year. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But yeah, they got some players on their team. Hopefully, they play with some pride. But nothing that they've showed us this season shows that they have any pride or integrity. They're willing to take it to the bank. What do you think, Cody?
Yeah, I don't trust Houston at all in this game. This also is another one I put in definitely for Golden State to cover the spread. I put it in when it was -9, and now it's -8.5, but I'm still choosing them to cover it.
Yeah, I mean, with this only being the one of the only 2 single-digit spread games, I say definitely take advantage with the home team or with the favored team, negative 8.5, because all these other ones are really tough. We got 10, 12, 10 and a half, 11 and a half, 11 and a half, and those are the spreads for the day. So just make sure you're mindful of that, and we'll go ahead and keep it pushing to the next one. This game is set at plus 11 and a half for the Washington Wizards going into Phoenix, the second best team in the Western Conference. Who you got in this one, Jay Reese?
I'm taking Washington with all those points. What's your favorite line you say with the points? What you be saying?
Points. You give me the points, I'll give you my money.
I'm giving you my money right now. I'm taking Washington, baby.
Yeah, man. Yeah, like I said, this was what was buzzing with VO. This is the case of the X. I mean, as much as they might not want to accept it, Chris Paul and Russell Westbrook are kind of linked, and for a weird reason, because not too many people get linked for who their ex teammates with. And I think Russ does personalize shit, and I think he goes out there, has a great individual performance. With that being said, Phoenix Suns to cover with the 11 and a half. I feel like they'll beat the brakes off of them. Big games from sleepers like Jay Crowder and the young bull off the bench. I think it's Cam or something like that. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's slipping my
Cam
mind.
Johnson or something like that.
Cam Johnson. I just feel like big role player games tonight. You know what I'm saying? So that's where we're gonna lay with that one. Cody, what do you think about that game?
So I like this game, but I kind of switched it up and went a couple different ways here. So I did pick Phoenix to cover the spread, easy. Mm-hmm. But in addition to that, I also picked that Washington and Detroit to both cover the spread in a parlay. So I think two of the closest games is both going to be Washington and Detroit and Portland. So with that being said, I stacked them, and that one I'm looking to get some wop.
Yeah, well, it's ironic that you stacked both of those games because both of those games are sitting at the same line. This game is plus 11 and a half for Washington Wizard, minus 11 and a half for the Suns. But our next game on our schedule is plus 11 and a half for the Detroit Piston, who Jay Reese has never picked on this show. I'm just kidding. He picked them one time. He did pick them one time a while ago.
And it was Dookie.
Right. Did they duke it up for you? The Portland Trailblazer, the Detroit Pistons heading into Portland to face the Portland Trailblazers. Who do you guys got in that one?
Blowout potential. I'm taking Portland with them points all day long. Portland minus 11. Let's go.
In this one, I also went I took Portland for the points as well, but this is the one that I also stacked Detroit with the last game for the actual cover the spread, because I think both of these games could stay close, and I don't see it getting too out of hand.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if it gets out of hand, it will be early in the first half. That's when Detroit's been worse, was giving up big leagues. They've been pretty decent at climbing out of some of those holes, not getting all the way for the wins. But I think they keep it close enough to lose this money line, man. This is definitely going to be Portland Trailblazers win by like 12 points. By the hair of their chinny chin chin, I got the Portland Trailblazers. So that is the slate of games for today, Saturday, April 10th, 2021, when it's you against the sports books. The bucket list has your back. There you go.